It was a seemingly ordinary day, the kind we all have when the familiar rhythm of routine suddenly shifts into something unexpected. Evelyn Brooks, a retired school teacher and proud mother of State Senator Dana Brooks, had just finished her weekly errands. The afternoon sun cast warm, golden light across the neighborhood as she decided to stop by the local mall to pick up some groceries before heading home. The parking lot was bustling with activity, cars coming and going, and shoppers chatting as they pushed carts loaded with bags. Evelyn moved purposefully, enjoying the late afternoon warmth. Her cart carried just a few items, enough for a quiet week at home. As she packed her bags into her trunk, she felt a rare moment of peace. Her thoughts wandered to her daughter's upcoming re-election campaign, imagining the events, the speeches, and the long hours ahead. She was proud of Dana, a strong woman who had followed her heart into public service. But Evelyn had no idea that her tranquil day was about to take a distressing turn. Across the lot, Officer Matthew Randall, a seasoned member of the local police force, sat in his patrol car. Known for his no-nonsense attitude, he was routinely vigilant, patrolling the area for any sign of trouble. His sharp eyes scanned the parking lot with practiced precision, searching for anything out of place. When his gaze landed on Evelyn, something caught his attention. Perhaps it was the careful way she moved, or the occasional glances she cast over her shoulder, seemingly checking her surroundings. To him, she didn't blend seamlessly into the backdrop of the bustling lot. He couldn't quite articulate why, but his instincts told him something was off. Deciding to investigate, Matthew stepped out of his cruiser. His boots crunched on the asphalt as he approached her with purpose. "Ma'am, can I speak with you for a moment?" His deep, commanding voice pierced the hum of the busy lot. Startled, Evelyn turned to face him, still holding the last grocery bag in her hands. Her calm expression shifted to slight confusion. "Yes, officer. Is something wrong?" Matthew's gaze remained fixed, his expression unreadable. What are you doing here?" Momentarily taken aback, Evelyn blinked before answering. "I'm loading my groceries into my car. Is there a problem?" Her polite demeanor didn't ease his suspicion. Something about her calm confidence seemed to unsettle him. "I'll need to see some ID," he said firmly, his hand resting on his belt as if preparing for resistance. Ellen sighed quietly. She set her grocery bag down in the trunk, reaching for her purse with steady hands. "Of course," she replied, trying to maintain her composure. Handing him her driver's license, she kept her voice calm, though her fingers trembled ever so slightly. Matthew studied the card for what felt like an eternity. "Evelyn Brooks," he read aloud, his tone flat and emotionless. His eyes flicked back to her face, as though searching for some discrepancy. "What brings you to this mall?" Evelyn raised an eyebrow, her tone carrying a trace of exasperation. "I live nearby. I come here often. Is there a specific reason for these questions?" But Matthew's suspicion lingered. "Ma'am," he said, his voice firm and unyielding, "I'm going to need you to come with me for further questioning." Evelyn's heart sank. Her breath hitched as the knot of anxiety in her chest tightened. "Officer, I don't understand. I haven't done anything wrong." "That's for me to determine," Matthew said curtly, reaching for his handcuffs. "Is this really necessary?" Evelyn protested, her voice tinged with disbelief and growing frustration. Matthew ignored her question, cuffing her wrists with practiced efficiency. The cold metal dug into her skin, a sharp betrayal against the warmth of the afternoon sun. Nearby shoppers paused, their curious and concerned faces adding to her humiliation. Despite the growing crowd, Evelyn held her head high, her dignity intact even as her heart raced with fear. The ride to the station was heavy with silence. Matthew gripped the wheel tightly, his focus unwavering, while Evelyn sat upright in the back seat. She said nothing, though her mind raced. How had her peaceful day taken such a turn? When they arrived at the station, the usual chatter among officers was interrupted by hushed whispers. Recognizing her name, many officers glanced at Evelyn with surprise. "Isn't that Senator Brooks's mother?" one officer murmured to another. The whispers only grew louder when Lieutenant Richard Hayes entered the scene. His tall frame, sharp suit, and air of authority immediately commanded attention. Glancing at the report Matthew had hastily written, his frown deepened. "Officer Randall," Hayes said sharply, "do you have any idea who you've detained?" Matthew straightened, his tone defensive. "A woman acting suspiciously in a parking lot," he replied. Hayes's piercing gaze narrowed. "This isn't just any woman. This is Evelyn Brooks, the mother of State Senator Dana Brooks. She's a respected member of this community. Your actions were reckless and unjustified." Matthew hesitated, his confidence visibly faltering. I didn't know," he stammered. "That's no excuse," Hayes retorted. His tone was firm and cutting. "You've brought unnecessary embarrassment to this department." Matthew opened his mouth as if to respond, but quickly closed it, realizing he had no defense. "Effective immediately, you are suspended pending an investigation," Hayes continued. "Hand over your badge." Reluctantly, Matthew unclipped the badge from his uniform and placed it on the table. The metallic clang echoed in the silent room, marking the weight of the moment. Evelyn stepped out of the station, the cool evening air brushing against her face. She paused, glancing back at the building, where Matthew now stood alone, stripped of his authority. It wasn't a moment of triumph, but a sobering realization of the biases she had endured. Outside, reporters had gathered, eager for a statement. Evelyn took a deep breath and faced them with unwavering composure. "Today, I experienced firsthand the impact of assumptions and bias. While I'm fortunate to have my voice heard, many others don't share that privilege. This isn't just about me. It's about fairness and justice for everyone in our society." Her words resonated deeply, sparking conversations far beyond the moment. For Matthew Randall, this marked the beginning of a long journey of accountability and self-reflection. For Evelyn, it was a reminder of her strength and the importance of standing up against injustice. But this story isn't just about one mistake or one person's grace under pressure. It's a reminder to us all. Look beyond appearances, question biases, and treat every individual with the dignity and respect they deserve. Thank you for watching. If you found this story thought-provoking, please subscribe to Unfolded Tales Explained and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future videos.